Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Call It Anything podcast. I am Jack, joined by my fellow guest.
Mr. Solis.
We are back here today after quite some time. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Happy end of April. And guess what? We started at school. It's testing season.
I'm trying to remember which testing took place around this time. Is it AP testing?
That's next week. That's in 2 weeks. Next week is the villainous science test, the cast, that I don't know if you had to take.
I remember, maybe I did.
So English and math, those are the heavy hitters. They've added a science one in the last week of April. And I joke around with my history buddy going, "You're next."
Oh, man.
So, good times all around. It's like, it's sort of like the road to Wrestlemania. It's the road to graduation. It's the road to summer.
It's the road to keeping them focused and willing to do work the last, 2 months.
Oof.
Yeah, I remember how much people had to fight just to get them to do their work.
You say them like it wasn't you and Dom and Oscar, Ricardo.
I did my work even during the pandemic.
Oh my.
Yeah, but that's always a memorable time.
You said, I remember what you said. You said, "I am nothing but a hooligan. I want no part of your academics."
Oh man. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think I remember taking a science one.
That might have happened pretty soon after you left.
More than likely.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I think my dad told you this past weekend we celebrated him and my mom's anniversary. Had a lot of family coming from out of town, which is really nice to see.
Very nice.
Yeah. Good time. One of my friends came to visit me from out of town for it as well. Known him. My friend Diego, I've known him since the 3rd grade. And he came and gifted me his car.
Whoa!
Yeah, so I now have a car that my dad and I need to go take to the DMV to get registered and set up here in Arizona. But
congratulations.
Thank you. I have my own car.
Wow. What kind?
It is a Toyota Camry.
Wow! You joined the family.
I always knew I wanted a Toyota.
I mean, goodness, I can't, they're great.
Yeah. I've always wanted one. I always knew they were a reliable brand, especially if you take care of it the way you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
People are always like, that. Those things will last you.
You know what the joke I make? It'll last you a long time if you take care of it. But, as far as I'm concerned, it'll last you quite a while even if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, this one has quite some mileage on it, but it's still running well. That the mechanic basically told my friend that, because he replaced the battery, pretty recently. And he told them that, his car still has another good,
oh, yeah,
couple thousand miles on it. Even then, if you get it fixed up after that, it still can go and go.
Yeah, I believe that car would have outlasted its original battery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because people were talking to me about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, so your first car, And I forgot who I was talking to, and they were like, "Oh, so it's your first car, but is there any do you have any idea of what you want, your next car to be in the sense of if you get one new or used, but obviously later down the line go out of my way to get a new one." I was like, being in Arizona has caused me to be truck pilled, and now I want a Tacoma.
That's incredible. I wasn't sure where you were going. I thought you were gonna shoot down your friends and your family with the more reasonable approach of, hey, I'm grateful for what I have. I want whatever works. Didn't realize you were going to have such an answer.
Yeah, it was funny because the same friend was like, yeah, I can't wait for in the future when I have kids. I'll be like, yeah, look, this is the car I gave your uncle. And I was like, and I look and I go, brother, by the time you have kids, I'll have that Tacoma I want.
Right on.
But yeah, it was funny because what did it for me was one day I had picked up someone's shift at work and I misread the time that I was supposed to be there. So we were like half an hour early to work. My dad was off. So him, my mom, and I were like, well, what do? We go to McDonald's to have breakfast. And as we pull in and we're eating breakfast, I look in the parking lot and there's a blue Toyota Tacoma, but it's like a smaller one almost, like not like the big old ones, you know, that you, especially the trucks you see people driving out here, but it's more like a smaller compact one. And I'm just looking at it, I'm like, why do I want a car like that now?
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've been truck pilled into wanting a Tacoma.
That's so funny. The way you say it too.
But finally have my car. I made the joke with my friends when I showed them. I was like, forklift certified and have my own car before I ever got a license. I'm doing stuff in all the wrong steps.
You know what step you just reminded me? I have to renew my license.
Oh. And you got to do it at the California DMVs.
Oh, I hope I can do it online. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I remember during COVID when they let people just renew stuff online and it was so simple and easy, no hassle.
I'm not even going to call them those were the days. We're going to call those the days.
Yeah, it'll always be memorable to me because they were like, hey, we're just going to send you a new ID, no updated information. So they just sent the same old ID I had from like the start of middle school.
You were like 12 years old.
Yeah, and I'm like, how am I supposed to show this to people at like places that ask for ID for 21 and up?
I just found it, Jack. This driver's license renewal must be completed online.
Oh, nice.
Do not visit DMV office. I love that line. Because you know they get people who go in for any reason.
Yeah. Oh,
like
man.
My dad, you know, it was just tax season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my dad goes, I haven't got my he doesn't get W-2s because he's retired. He gets a different form.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, I can't get my form. So I called the Social Security office and I went, oh yeah? And he goes, and I wrote him a letter. And he used to work for the post office. So like he's always going to try to use U.S. mail like it's the 90s. But I'm like, my eye twitches just thinking about it. I was like, Dad, what do you mean you wrote him a letter? You're going to get thrown in jail for not doing your taxes. I was like, I bet it's online. He goes, yeah, but I can't get that stupid thing open. And I try to help him open his like account.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the worst website in the world, right? And like, you know, I tried everything, but he had already tried it. And I'm like, and then you get to the helpline and you're like, what are you going to do? Anyway, he thanked me for trying to help him. And like the world just wanted to tease me. Like the next Monday after that, he goes, hey, guess who called me? Social Security office. They got my letter. They're sending me my stuff. I was like, I can picture some, you know, Gen Z intern at that office get his letter in his handwriting, going, what do I do with this?
Oh, man.
What national treasure am I going to find if I decode this? He's like, I would like a printed copy of my, like, 1099, please. I'm like, I'm sure he'd have knocked on their door if they were local.
Oh, man. He would have found, it reminds me of that one Simpsons episode where Bart calls Australia. Yeah. And he goes to complain to his member of parliament, and it's like right next door. And they go complain to,
oh, yeah.
I forget what title he has. Oh, yeah, the Prime Minister, and he's down by the lake.
In an inner tube?
Yeah. Just like if that was how easily accessible they were, that's what your dad would be doing. Oh man. But I guess, shall we get into it, sir?
We shall.
As much as this is much more interesting than what probably happened on at least maybe the first night.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot that we can pad with banter.
Oh man. All right, sir. So, I'll bring it up now because I brought it up to you before recording. You know, speaking of banter, so we can banter with the listening audience. I told Mr. Solis usually, you know, especially for the sake of our predictions, I like to pull up the results so I can make sure I get the predictions marked right. So I'm looking and looking, and I'm telling Mr. Solis, you know, before it was super easy. You'd have Bleacher Report, USA Today, Yahoo Sports, ESPN, like all these different sites writing about the results, reviewing the matches. Now it's a little bit of a struggle to find one. Maybe it's because, you know, WrestleMania is split into 2 nights, maybe you think. But I told Mr. Solis, my theory is, hey, isn't it funny that a lot of these sites aren't writing those reviews anymore right after WWE explicitly told ESPN they didn't want them writing their reviews anymore because they kept giving them bad ratings for their shows?
Reminds me of that scene from The Simpsons when Lisa says, I told them that was going to come back to haunt them. Hey, and while you bring it up, and we're going to talk about points, predictions, who's in the lead, I'm going to call shenanigans right now. I'm going to demand a recount because I don't even know what your guys' predictions were. So I'm going to just hope against hope. Trust my fellow man, and nobody's pulling any shenanigans. I sent mine last second.
I got to do a better job at sending you ours because what ends up happening is like, it's like right at the last second I remember, and my dad and I are like...
I know. Lin-Manuel Miranda is welcoming us to the granddaddy of them all, and you're there going, I think it's going to be Rhea.
But it is the biggest show in wrestling still. WrestleMania 42. We're back in Vegas to the dismay of plenty of people.
Yep.
And we start off with night one. Again, because of the start times, I got a little confused. So we missed like the beginning. So I didn't know John Cena was hosting WrestleMania.
Oh, sure.
So I was a little confused when he came out later in the show. I was like, wait, what's he doing here? But we opened up with a tag match that is basically kind of showing the direction of the WWE going forward, in a sense. It definitely was indicative of the crowd that was there for both nights. LA Knight teaming with the Usos to face off against Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and I Show Speed.
Put some of the respect on their name. They're the World Tag Team Champions, the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
Yes. They are teaming with I Show Speed.
It's a weird name every time you say it.
I know.
Hey, I should point out that I actually saw night one at a theater in Glendale with my buddies and their daughters. They wanted to come do something that Uncle Philip wanted to do, and that's what I picked. And they were real troopers sitting through the show in their AJ Lee shirts.
Nice.
I might periodically bring up what they observed.
I can't remember. I know my friend and his girlfriend were watching with us, especially night 2 they were watching. And, I think they were watching some of night 1 too before they went off to do their own thing too. But, they were also watching, and it was funny, talking to his girlfriend about stuff, and my dad was talking about stuff, and, like, you could tell, like, it was, like, interesting her, and I was, like, in the back of my mind, I was, like, ooh, the difficult part of introducing new people to wrestling is making sure they understand it's not always like the highlights.
We're like James Franco with the noose around our neck. It's your first time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of first time, this match and the next one are actually being broadcasted on ESPN for the world to see.
Yep. Broadcasting on ESPN. but ESPN can't give their opinions on
I wonder what those numbers are. You know, nobody in streaming really shares those numbers or like are really, clear or truthful about those numbers.
it. Yeah, like I know they're always talking about like the numbers AEW gets on Max, but I'm always like, is it accurate though?
And I wonder, like Logan Paul's got a fan base. I Show Speed has a fan base. I wonder how many people who like I Show Speed tuned into this.
Yeah, I will say the funny thing about Speed's involvement was like people were like, I saw a lot of people praising him because they felt like he understood the wrestling business more than some of the people that have been in it for years. Is like what people were saying. Like they were
Oh, funny.
they were like his reactions, his facial expressions. Um, he had the whole segment with LA Knight on like one of his live streams, and people were just
Yeah.
like praising him, and I'm just like, it's always funny that in recent years, celebrities have been getting praised a lot for their commitment to the business.
Yeah. And not knowing a lot about it, I wonder like if the learning curve for big beating men slapping meat is like just showing vulnerability, or feigning pain,
Yeah.
selling. I think that's, weird. Or I know in his book Mankind, I forget who trains him. Dominic DeNucci, is that a wrestler? I know he traveled for hours by car to meet this guy to train him, right?
Hmm.
And he goes, "You think you got it? You think you got what it takes? Hit me with a punch." And Foley goes, "I know exactly what he was asking me to do." So he reared back, threw a hand, came within like millimeters of his face, and went, "Yeah!" Right? So he threw a punch but didn't land, right? He thought he'd impressed this guy. He thought he did exactly what he needed to do. And this guy goes, "That's not a punch. Let me show you a punch." And then he floors Mick Foley with a real punch.
Oh man. Uh, it does remind me of like as these celebrities get into it, they start like getting into the actual training and like they realize all that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about the match, sir?
It was I think the Usos are pretty sloppy nowadays. I think they were much tighter and more refined before the Bloodline. Maybe during the beginnings of the Bloodline. But nowadays, I'm just sort of doing what people I saw on Instagram say that what they do about LA Knight. Anytime he climbs anything, now they just go, ooh, ooh, nice and slow, take it easy,
Yeah. Yeah.
He came out in a truck, stood on his truck, and you were just like, don't fall. Take it. Okay. All right, we're gone. We're good.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that with the Usos as well. It's like, I don't know, is it age, is it just the years catching up to them,
And like, it's so funny because when I want to be mad about who missed the super kick as badly as they did, I can never follow which one of them it was. I think it was Jimmy.
Anything stand out to you? Any spots, any story bits?
Well, I'll tell you this. I was definitely hoping to see a 1D on I Show Speed.
Did not happen.
It did not happen. We got a 1D on who? On Austin Theory?
More than likely.
And Jimmy woofed that. I know Jimmy woofed that one too. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Well, he's doing the Bubba part and like was nowhere near the dude on their way down. Like, if not him, then we got to give register our complaints to the cameraman or whoever's picking the camera. Like, you got to pick a better angle than that.
Yeah. Oh man, the camera work is another thing to talk about. Yeah.
But so the good guys win, and as they celebrate having defeated the Vision, it's been quite a few months. of quarreling with them, Logan Paul starts really giving the business to Speed, knocks him down. And then, what happens, Jack?
Let me see if I can remember. I
Well, I'll
can't.
help you out. The good guys come back and help Speed. You know, beat up the bully that is Logan Paul. They set him up on the table. They say, "Hey, Speed, go on up and live your dream," and drop an elbow or an awkward frog splash on your boy Logan Paul. And while everybody's setting this up, everyone seems into it. My niece, who's 10, next to me goes, "So now they're helping him?" Like, she understood the assignment, Jack. We told each other who we were rooting for. I said I want them to 1D the little dude from the internet, and she goes, "And now they're helping him?" I'm like, right? And I'm looking at the theater, right? He cost them the titles. But whatever, TKO's gonna TKO, I guess.
Oh man. Oh, I guess another standout spot, or I think it was after the fact, right? That Speed does the splash through the table. Was it
Correct.
after the match?
Yep.
Yeah. And after that, that puts us at up one each. We all went with the Usos and LA Knight to win.
Sure we did. We sure did. I know I did.
So we get off the evil number and get on to the lucky number. We're all at 7 points apiece.
Ah, got it.
Which brings us to our next match, an unsanctioned match, correct?
Yep.
Drew versus Jacob Fatu. I don't know. I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this one. Surprisingly.
I think people were. I think the phrase unsanctioned, and they were, they really built this up. Like, I think people maybe really set their expectations pretty high for this one.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing the predictions with my dad, it definitely caught me a bit off guard because like WWE doing an unsanctioned match, like that's interesting.
Yeah, like, and I think we all should have tempered our expectations with that in mind. But
Yeah,
honestly, like and I'm sure somebody I've listened to on podcast said that this could be a match of the weekend, just given like both guys, like their intensity and like I don't know, they both have what it takes to put it all out there and say, follow that. You know what I mean?
hmm
Yeah. Drew having just lost the title like a couple of months ago. Jacob on the rise, just come back from an injury. A lot to prove.
yeah. Any standout spots to you, sir?
Um, and that's the thing. No, not really. This was like a street fight that they just called the wrong name.
Yeah, I can get that
Oh,
too.
I bet there was some like storytelling through line you enjoyed with that toolbox. I
The
bet you were
toolbox.
like, "Oh, look at that! It's the Hell in the Cell toolbox." Look at Drew react to it with such trauma. Oh, you gotta love the. I mean, you can't help but go to the finish, but that's best moonsault ever through the table.
Yeah,
God, that man is good. He's so good.
yeah, that was good. But if Drew's gonna have PTSD about anything, it should probably be anytime the steel steps are in the ring.
Ah yes, ah yes.
Oh man, poor.
Oh, what did my buddy say? So my buddy goes, "This is an unsanctioned match," and I go, "Yeah." He goes, "So Drew could use a sword, right?"
That reminds me of this is gonna be a throwback name. That reminds me of when Drew was facing off against it was either Baron Corbin or Madcap Moss, and he tried to use the sword.
I was reminded of Madcap Moss's existence because I saw this collage of Andre the Giant Battle Royale winners, and I was like, "Who's this guy? Who's this dude? This dude-looking dude?" I couldn't picture him. Like, it was such a weird angle, but like everyone else is so recognizable. I was like, who's this dude? Madcap Moss.
Oh man, WWE was really just trying anything those pandemic, post-pandemic years.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm tempted to go back to some of our recordings during that time just to like see like what we were saying and to add on to a conversation we had off podcast when you called my dad after I think it was night two. We were talking about like how he missed some of the show, and we were talking about there's times where like we need to rely on one another to
Oh yeah.
to help us out with like matches we miss, and like I made the joke that I was like, and there's probably matches where neither of us saw, and so we were trying to help each other out. All I could think back to is some of those pandemic years where it's like, I wonder if you go back and listen, could you tell like, yeah, they probably weren't really paying attention to this match.
Talking about that meme or that Simpsons reference or
Yeah, people are probably like the listening audience is probably like, you can tell how much they like the show based on how much the end portion is talking about things other than the wrestling industry.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like when we go on a 20-minute tirade about Pokemon, and people are like, yeah, they probably didn't enjoy that show. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't know if there's any spots that necessarily like stand out to me, but that doesn't make it a bad match. I thought it was pretty good, but it's a good feud, caps it off. Drew's probably going away for some time, so it's a nice way to write him off by having such a match of this,
Intensity.
yeah, intensity. There, that was the word I was looking for. But nice old match to get that going.
Right on.
All right, and then we move to our next match, and I have Marco to blame for us missing this moment.
Oof.
Because
your dad, you're right. Your dad explained this to me.
yeah, we were having people over, and Marco, being Marco, wanted to go on a little beer run to our local liquor store to grab some stuff. And so we leave, and my dad immediately texts us, "You guys left at the wrong time." And funny enough, I had heard rumblings, and I tried to allude to my dad without spoiling, because I don't like spoiling stuff from my dad. I'm chronically online in the wrestling space, but he's not. So I try not to spoil things for him. But I saw some rumblings. So when we were doing our predictions, he chose Nia and Lash to retain. As we were making the predictions, I was trying to allude to, I was like, hey, I've heard some people say that Nikki's not cleared and that someone might be returning to, replace her to team.
Yeah.
But funny enough, even knowing that, I still didn't pick them because I was like, oh, it's going to be a return, but like, they're not going to go with them, like it's just going to be a return moment in that. But I was trying to allude to my dad so he can maybe like realize like, hey, something's going to happen. But he didn't pick up on it, so he picked Nia and Lash to retain. I, along with Mr. Solis, picked Bayley and Lyra to win. But the match we were talking about, of course, real quickly, is the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag titles. Bayley and Lyra, the Irresistible Forces, Nia and Lash, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, and then the Bella Twins.
My nieces were rooting for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. And the Irresistible Forces came out dressed as Demolition, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
Hey, do you remember how much not heat, but do you remember how much, like, backlash Ray got for all the Eddie tributes after his death? I don't know if you remember that. This is 2006, but, like...
I wasn't, like, old enough, but, like, I know of it, that, like, he got a lot of flack for... I guess if you want to use modern terminology, for dragging it.
We're still doing it, like, today. But just seeing Alexa Bliss come out as a Firefly or a Moth, I'm like, hey, listen, I miss him too, but we gotta move on, bro. Like,
I've seen people especially have that sentiment because of the fact that she doesn't have like any involvement with the
the
Wyatts.
The Wyatt Six.
Yeah, she doesn't have any involvement, so people are like, what, like, not to sound mean, but they're like, what's the point of all this tribute stuff if, like, you're not involved with the main group that's carrying on the legacy?
Just wait for the Unreal season where they reveal she was always supposed to be a part of them with Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux and Stevie Richards and the super group of, crazy cult leader people. And then they said, never, and then one of them got hurt. And you're like, never mind. Hey, you only named 3 teams, Jack. So what's up? Did Nikki...
Oh, I said the Bella twins.
Bella, but listen, were they a part of it? Did Nikki get cleared? Did she fix her leg? Is she ready to go? Because I'll tell you what, I didn't even try to pick that team. I heard the whispers and the rumors, but I thought by now, surely this means that she's good because we haven't heard anything.
Yeah, so we're left waiting, and she finally comes out, and she's walking with a crutch.
Ooh.
Walking with a crutch, and has to announce that she isn't going to be able to compete in this match.
Yeah.
But she has a friend.
She ain't got no friends.
She has a friend to join her, and who does it end up being? None other than Paige.
Whoa. I wish I was as surprised as your dad, but I had seen everything you saw. And but it was really cool to see. It was really cool to see people's reactions.
Yeah, that was real cool to see. Her make her return. It was cool to see the return happen. Obviously, I didn't get to see it happen as it happened, but it was still cool nonetheless.
Yeah, and then basically the whole match was building to like her hot tag and her involvement because you heard everyone go, "We want Paige, we want Paige."
Yeah. But anything stand out for the match? Other than, of course, the main portion of it being, building to this return and the involvement of the return.
My buddy was confused that it was 4 participants at the same time. It was 1 from each team.
See,
instead of it being 2 people.
What confuses me is that no wrestling company will make up their mind on their rules. When they have triple threats with tag teams, 6-way tags, or I don't know, 3. I don't know what's the way you would put it. A 3-way between 2 tag teams. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 3-way between 3 tag teams. Sorry, that's the way to put it. They like to do the thing of like, oh, well, only one person from 2 teams in, the third team has to tag in if they want to get involved, and then the other person has to swap out. And then other times they do it and they're like, oh, well, one person from each. I've always kind of leaned more towards I like one person from each because it doesn't make sense that a team would just be sitting out,
It doesn't, except when you get the right team who's like heelish and conniving and just like, hey, beat yourself up and let me pick up the scraps later. Yeah. But then also, I wonder if this was all engineered so that we got the slow and exciting hot tag to Paige, which doesn't exist in the other format. Like, it's not like one of the other members is just like, I guess I'll tag you. You're the only one within arm's reach, and I'm so tired.
Yeah, I will say, for a fatal 4-way tag match, that sounds like it could get real confusing, having one person from each. But like you said, then you don't get certain story elements like that in other formats.
Also, not to be mean, but also I don't mind being mean. It's so frustrating that the Bellas think all those cheers are theirs. Like, it's like the Daniel Bryan thing, but like, it's funny that it's happening with somebody else. They get like the loudest cheers on Raw with their new titles, and they're like, they love us. And they're standing next to Paige.
Oh, man.
They love me. They really love me. Shout out to Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson. He got a big old pop too. He got a pop at WrestleMania. She thinks it was her, but she's using his kicks. It wasn't for her.
Oh, man. But, big old return, and to capitalize on it, Paige and Brie win those tag titles.
I saw a funny meme that I thought of you, Jack, where it said wrestling has more than one royal family, and it had the Pages. It was Ethan Page, Page, DDP, his I think first wife Kimberly Page, and Hangman Adam Page.
Oh man, what was I gonna say? I already forgot already. But that's funny to hear about the different wrestling families, especially because that ends up being part of our main event.
Of course.
But nice little tag match, nice little return.
I don't think any of us got points for that one.
You are right. None of us got points. But we all still we're 2 for 3 altogether, so we're still neck and neck because we were tied to end Elimination Chamber. So we're just waiting to see who's going to pull forward.
Mm-hmm.
Our next match for the Intercontinental Championship for the women, AJ Lee defending that title against Becky Lynch.
My friend and 2 of her 3 girls are all wearing AJ Lee shirts because my friend is of that mind when we're going to a wrestling show, you got to look the part. And they said, Uncle Philip, why aren't you wearing a wrestling shirt? And we were walking by all these dudes in like Cactus Jack shirt and NWO shirts, and I said, because I don't want anybody to come up to me and go, hey, cool shirt, bro. Even though it would be a cool shirt and I might make a lifelong friend, I was like, I don't do things like your mom.
Oh, man. But
I picked my pick with Becky Lynch, thinking, yeah, it's about time she put away her feud with AJ Lee once and for all. Jack, I was having like heart palpitations because I forgot, and it's so crazy, Jack, that in the background of her never-ending feud with AJ Lee, I forgot that she was having this other not never-ending feud. You know with who?
Maxine?
No.
Oh, the referee.
Well, Becky Lynch has been, trying to rid her life of AJ Lee, and I think this is a nice way to put a pin in that story. I forgot. Also, she's been dealing with Jessica Carr, I guess, maybe somehow. And I'm like, Jessica Carr's going to ruin this for me. No.
Oh, man. It was so funny, like, leading up to it. A lot of people thought that was going to be Becky's Mania match. With the ref.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for it. My buddy's still waiting for it. He's sick of it. He's like, I know she wrestles.
Oh, man. Any thoughts on this match, sir? Other than the fact that it was short?
Like a lot of night one matches. I mean, this one was like mercifully short because, like, what can AJ do? Slap on that abdominal stretch hold. And that's it. Becky's really just sort of wrestling herself for 6 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, especially because, like, just with the way things have evolved, like, it's not wrong to say that, like, certain people just don't fit in, certain people were perfect for the era they were in. Some people weren't, they probably would have done a lot better. And
AJ isn't getting, like, reps in, she's not wrestling every week.
Yeah.
How fluid is she ever going to really get,
Yeah, and I think I even saw them bring that up for, like, some of the rookies where they're, like, they're not doing a whole lot. So, like, how can you expect them to get better?
It's not like you can dust off the ring rust on Hot Ones on YouTube.
I don't know. Could be quite the workout for them.
But Becky wins with, I believe, the manhandle slam after some shenanigans with that corner ring turnbuckle.
Yep. There was also a shoving match between her and the ref. But
ref involvement almost as triggering as celebrity involvement.
Oh, man. But that Becky is the new champion.
And you and your dad picked AJ Lee. Sorry for your luck.
We did.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. We both picked AJ, so Mr. Solis inches forward while we stay
This
stagnant.
is the moment I was waiting for. This is. Gotta buy another Becky shirt. I saw her on Instagram greeting guests and fans at the fan meeting. And there's this little tiny girl, and she was the cutest thing ever. And she came up and hugged her, and she says, "You're the greatest women's champion of all time." And the little girl said, "And that's not just me saying it. Everyone's saying it." And she said, "Sport illustration." It was the cutest. But I loved her little voice when she goes, "And that's not just me saying it."
Oh, man. But moving forward to our next one, because we got quite a lot of matches to cover, but it's okay. There's not much to talk about, especially night one, because of how short most of night one was.
I mean, have we gone longer than most of the matches already?
Oh, we are probably longer than the actual amount of wrestling that took place on night one.
My heart, mi corazón.
Yeah, because if you look at it, first match, 7 minutes. Second one, 14 minutes. The next one, 8.5. And AJ and Becky was 8.25. Yeah, 8.25 would be the right mathematical fraction.
Ugh.
And the next one goes 15, and it's the first match to go over 15, only by 48 seconds. Then the next one is 6 minutes and 50, and then the next one's 22:40. So probably if you add that up, we're at least maybe neck and neck right now.
I'll bring it up later, but I'm a very cynical, lots of people are wondering, is this shrinkflation, but for wrestling? Is it just, downplaying wrestling in a wrestling show, putting priorities in different places? I think, Jack, they need to get out early so everyone could get to kill Tony in time.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, Triple H is like, let's just wrap it up. Let's just close before sundown so we can get to that. We can get changed. We can take a shower. Yeah, man.
Triple H. Oh, man.
But the next match is Seth Rollins versus Gunther for reasons.
Yeah, we don't ever get, explanation for it. Incoming comments about, oh, you do get an explanation for it. You're just not watching the weekly shows. Correct. I got better things to do with my time. But I was enjoying this match.
Right on.
I thought it was pretty good, especially because, we talk about certain wrestlers slowing down, getting sloppy. It's not Rollins' fault, but with all the injuries he's had, you start to notice how much that's piling on to the man.
And then you got a guy like Gunther who doesn't take any risks, right? You just love how red Seth's chest was getting. Good. This is good.
Yeah, a lot of good action between the two of them. They actually were a pretty good pairing, I thought the work they were doing together was great.
Yeah.
But like most people, I was enjoying this match until what came.
I was real conflicted, Jack, because I wanted to complain because that's what we fans love to do. But I made a prediction that Gunther was going to win, and this was my ace in the hole.
Yeah, so match is going well. Both guys are going at it. And then who makes his return but Braun Breaker?
What'd you think of his return?
It wasn't anything crazy.
I mean,
my dad was especially upset because he was like, this is why it makes predictions difficult because you never know who's going to return.
Your dad took it so that and the Page thing, he was so mad. He was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to make any predictions if I don't know what's going on. But I don't know, Jack. He hits Rollins with a spear real close to the barricade. I'm like, why is he so close to the barricade? I'm trying to and I think, Jack, again, my cynical brain, I think the city of Las Vegas, those in attendance, I think they knew he wolfed that first spear. And when they were chanting one more time, it's not, we love to see this, we want to see it again. I swear that crowd had an air of, hey, run it back, get your spot, you know what I mean, for the video package later. And here he comes, hoofing. Like, it's so funny, Jack. Why'd he run so fast? Stupid. Like, when they say you run 22 miles per hour, it's because you're so boring, there's nothing else to say about you, so you think he's got to live up to the gimmick. Jack, just pretend like you're running fast and have Michael Cole say you're running 100 miles an hour. Who's going to check? Nerds like us? Yes. But it's going to look good in the end. And he whoofs that second spear so bad. He whoofs it like Jimmy Uso in that 1D from earlier in the night.
Yeah, that's...
And I know WWE thinks so too, because they don't play it a billion times.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that spear, especially like the one running down the entire length of the ramp and everything, I was like, what is the point of it all if it doesn't connect, you know?
It's so funny and frustrating. Like, it's so, and I go on YouTube, and there isn't enough, Jack. There isn't enough people who see the light. But I find one where this guy goes, man, he really botched that spear. I hit him with a like, and I do a rare comment, and I go, you're saying the quiet part out loud, and you're my hero for it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, like, how badly he messed it up, you know, and I was just like, why, you know, like, again, like, it's like when people get upset at, like, different wrestlers for, like, doing too much to, like, overcomplicate a move, you know?
You mean like Kane taking pedigrees on his knees?
Yeah. There was someone else, I think they caught Gunther doing that, by the way.
He did.
Yeah, I think someone caught him. They were like, it seems like he's also not a fan of taking the
face bump.
Yeah.
Face like his.
But Breakker interferes, gets Gunther to win to continue Rollins' feud with who he originally had the feud with, because, you know, injuries.
We'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah, we'll see. But my dad picked Seth, so he doesn't get a point.
Yeah.
You and I picked Gunther, so we get a point.
Alrighty.
But that still has you up by one.
Right on.
And that leads us to the next match, which is probably the most egregious case of time on night one.
And I wonder if it has anything to do with Liv Morgan's physical condition. Because she got her bell rung a couple of weeks ago on Raw. Got a welt on her head the size of Roxanne Perez. Like, to the point where she wasn't even wearing makeup around her eyes. I don't think they, like, advised her to do that. And they must have kept this short for her sake.
Yeah, because, oh my goodness, that segment was crazy.
And then she comes out to the ring singing her song. Jack, do you have any opinions on her song, Trouble?
Horrible.
It's pretty bad. Like, and I'm only listening to, like, we didn't say it. The band that plays Becky Lynch's song was out there on the stage lip syncing as well as Liv Morgan right here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I did see the clip. I just forget of which one that showed that, like, they were really lip syncing, like, really
off
badly.
tempo. Yeah, like, you know, his voice comes on and says "the man," and he's like shaking and like brings the mic up to his mouth. Wasn't fooling nobody. And it's like, why are they there?
Oh man. But yeah, no, it's horrible. It's horrible when Ricky, who doesn't like really watch except for like the occasional Big Four pay-per-view at this point, will like send me like stuff, and he's like, he sent me that immediately, and he was like, "Dude, that is horrible. Who thought it was a good idea? Like, who approved it?"
Yeah.
Oh man. But Yeah, I do wonder if that spot like really had to do with this match not getting the time it did because 6 minutes 50, like that is
You
so
know,
short.
I wonder just about how short everything was, how long they were ever going to get. You know,
Mm,
like they could have kept going, especially for how much they built this match. Like they should have kept going, but they really cut to the end pretty quickly. Like I told my niece, I said, hey, because the whole theater. By the way, Jack, I should bring up like who the theater is cheering for. Big LA Night chants. Um, who else did they like? Paige, big pop for Paige, and then everyone loved like every mention of Stephanie McCurr, like even during the "We'll be back" little segments, right?
mhm, mhm.
And so I told my niece, I said, "Hey, even though we're all going for Stephanie McCurr, I picked Liv Morgan." And she goes, "Why did you pick Liv Morgan if you like the other one?" And I said, "Because now she's in Fortnite and she has a song. So like, and I said, and she has friends." So like all of these things put together, and I think she's gonna win. And then her friends come out, right? Roxanne and Raquel. And my niece, 10 years old, goes, I don't think she should be able to have friends out there. She's like, I don't think that should be allowed.
She went to the school of my dad when it comes to the heels and their interference. But Liv walks out with the victory,
Yep.
and I don't know if it's maybe something to bring up later, but like I've seen people talking about just the way title reigns have been going down in recent years with the WWE. That like a lot of them just end up as nothing burgers.
That's interesting.
That like a lot of
Yeah,
them
like,
just nothing significant happens. There's no memorable feuds or matches.
no. And when I think of like the cure, like, I don't know, before we call doom and gloom now, like, she's pretty young, I think. So there's still time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's still time, but it's just like it is a point of concern and criticism that like, man, you guys aren't really like you really don't know what to do once you put the title on someone at this
Oh,
point.
100%. Oh, million percent.
Yeah. But we move on to the main event of night one: Cody versus Randy for the WWE Undisputed Championship,
With Pat McAfee.
with Pat McAfee and the stipulation that if Randy loses, Pat McAfee is gone from wrestling forever, pretty much.
That's what he said.
How true is it? Who knows?
One can only hope. Who'd you pick for the main event?
I picked Randy.
And who'd Dad pick?
Dad picked Cody.
I picked Cody.
Yeah, so
Stakes are high.
stakes are high in this one. I'm thinking, oh, well, it's probably Randy's time, like they've been teasing it for the longest time that he wants
Number
his
15.
yeah, he wants number 15. They've been really playing with people's feelings. So that was my mindset with picking Randy was, hey, like it's probably gonna be now.
I can see that.
But get to our main
But
event.
before right after the official ring introductions, oh, buddy, Pat McAfee, he only jumps Cody. We're jumping Cody. What the?
Yeah, start off the match, getting involved. Um, and then the whole point of this story is really Orton and Cody, I guess, in a sense as well, like trying to see who can tap into this supposed darker side of them.
Mm. You know, yeah, I hear you. And it's interesting how remember the remember the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair main event
Yes.
where the whole build was about that sommelier, but
Yes.
like then ended up not being about the sommelier.
Yeah.
I thought of that immediately when before the bell even rang, they put Pat McAfee through that table as if it was like Yeah, he's not. We're not doing that. We changed our mind. And how funny was it, Jack, when there's wrestling and they got Pat McAfee on the table, the camera pans, it's Jelly Roll just hanging out in front of the commentary table.
Oh my gosh. I one of the funniest memes I saw was like people talking about like, oh, like here was like the original plan, and then someone goes, man, I wonder what like some of the experienced wrestlers who are in the writers' room, like what were
Yeah.
their like former wrestlers now producers, like what was their reaction to hearing like the person that brought up, but what if we did none of that and had Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee involved?
What was one of the original plans that you heard?
I heard something about Alistair Black being involved
I
with the
also heard
storyline.
Aleister Black, and that made me so mad, Jack, that I like gave the most thought to deleting Instagram entirely because I was like, I think I'd live happier if I didn't know how close I was to getting something I wanted like that.
Yeah,
I don't like knowing how close I was. I don't even want to believe it.
yeah, very upsetting to see stuff like that because it's just like, come on now, like, how is it that you look at ideas like that and think, nah, this one's better over here?
Like
Absurd.
they're like I think Jack, they either gotta be right or they gotta make money, and they haven't reckoned with the fact that sometimes you gotta give up one to do the other. Like just admit you're wrong, do the thing, make $1 billion, and then if you cry about how wrong you are, you can wipe your tears with your billions of dollars or something. But they gotta be right. They think they can be right and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I saw them numbers. Money was left on the table.
Oh man. Yeah. I will admit, I fell asleep a little during this match, so
I got you. I got you.
I
Check this
don't know
out,
what
Jack.
happens towards like the end.
You already pointed out who's gonna be the bigger sort of villain or who's gonna tap into that dark side. But what was interesting and came out of nowhere was that commentary said Randy's back hurts. Like I don't know how he hurt it, and I don't know if he was really hurt. But Cody's like, remember what was it? Night of Champions? Was it King of the Ring? When he was like, I can't do this to my buddy, to my mentor, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It was definitely in Saudi, and he was definitely like holding back. Nah, we're not holding back tonight. He's like almost heel, going after the back multiple times, and Randy is writhing. Like maybe it's because I'm an older man that I'm just like, oh, why are we doing this to the man?
oh man. Yeah,
I
I noticed
thought we
that
were
part.
watching a double turn before our eyes. The sympathetic baby face, we were cheering already. Oh, I made a funny joke to my friend. I gotta wait to tell you. I gotta wait to tell you. I think on night two. um, yeah, you got the sympathetic baby face. You got this conniving heel who's kicking a man while he's down. Um, maybe it was night one where my buddy was just like, I don't know why we have to have a Pat McAfee. And I looked at him and went, because you won't follow rules and boo this man. If you booed this man, they wouldn't have the correct course. But you keep cheering him because you're stupid and you ruin everything for all of us.
Oh man. Yeah, Pat McAfee's involvement like really shifted things.
And you think he was done with that table spot. The ref gets bumped. Everyone gets excited. We hit a RKO out of nowhere. And here he comes, looking stupid in his neck brace and his ref shirt. Jack, tell me why he came down to help Randy, but he counted fairly. Why didn't he speed up the count?
Oh my gosh, man.
The end of the match was very reminiscent of Elimination Chamber because Randy, frustrated with Pat McAfee, finally RKO's him and stands up right into a crossroads, which ends the match. And I get the point, along with your dad.
Yep, I was surprised my dad actually went with Cody for this one in the sense that like I don't know, maybe it just wasn't what I was expecting, but pick.
I heard somebody Talk about last year, his match with John Cena. He lost real bad. He goes, Cody can't lose twice in a row. And that got me thinking.
Mm.
That's where I went with mine.
Actually, that does make sense now that I think about it.
But before the night ends and he's celebrating with his title, the dastardly Viper Randy takes the belt, hits him in the head, and gives us what we waited for the last couple of years. And isn't it funny, Jack? Like, gives him that punt kick. And I'm like, did he whoop that punt kick like he's Jimmy Uso doing anything? And I don't know how, but Cody's eye swells up immediately.
Yeah, that's what I woke up for, was the ending.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because, like, since I didn't say anything, like, it's funny that I woke up for the ending and saw it. And I don't know if I was, like, because I was still, like, a little bit asleep. I don't know if I was trying to, like, play it off that I wasn't asleep. But, like, my first reaction when seeing him nail Cody with the belt and then, like, standing over, I was like, man, that was crazy. And my dad's like, well, you missed most of it. I was like, yeah, but that's still crazy. But
that's funny.
That ends our night one experience there. Pat McAfee no longer in wrestling. Cody retaining.
And I wondered, I pontificated with my friend who really wants Cody to turn heel. He's a funny guy. He wasn't there for the John Cena, like, demands to be heel from the crowd. Like, oh, you. But I wonder if, and you know what? We watched Raw. Nothing came of it. But I was like, maybe they'll take the punt kick to the head as the beginning of his spiral into madness. You know, it messed him up, you know?
Yeah.
They might, but maybe that's giving them too much credit. Which I do often.
Yeah, we've all done it, you know?
Oh, yes.
We've all put a little too much faith in the WWE. Oh, man. But that closes our night one. Not a lot of wrestling, you know, but still some good moments there. But
hey, Jack, before we hit night two, let's take a break. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. And it's like little gifs of us just sort of like posing and turning. Do, do, do.
Throw a deadlock clip in there randomly.
Do, 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 do. Oh, we should put a clip of Hogan's documentary right here, brother. Did you see those stats?
Yeah.
That he was on screen more often than most of the female wrestlers?
Oh, man. That would be a funny intermission if, like, we included, like, older clips of us from the podcast.
Oh, that's funny. Mm-hmm.
That would be cool, too.
Yeah.
But now we transition on to night two.
Right on.
We start off with Oba versus Brock. And, like I was explaining, because I think my friend was there to watch this, too. I can't remember. Or maybe we got home. Oh, no. Okay, so here's what happened with night two. So
okay.
We went out for breakfast. My friend, his girlfriend, and one of my cousins. We thought everyone was going to come along with us, but they just... most of my family decided to stay back. Marco and his two friends who were here decided to stay back. And I didn't know what they went on to do until later, but they ended up going to the casino. And we went out to eat. We also went to walk around the mall. And then we went up to meet with them at the casino. And then finally we just decided to go back home. Marco picked up some food for himself because he actually hadn't eaten pretty much the whole day. So we picked up some food for him, and then we went and met them up at home. My mom and dad dropped off our other families at the casino. They went home. And so when we got home, we put on WrestleMania. And by then, main event was already on. So we decided to watch that. Didn't get anything spoiled, though. So after we finished the main event, went back to put on the earlier matches. And so when we were watching Brock and Oba, you know, my friend who's a big UFC fan was surprised to see how big Brock has gotten.
Uh-huh.
And I was explaining to them, you know, I was like, oh, let me let you in on something. This was the first match. If you're asking why is Brock Lesnar, of all people, in the first match, it's because so he can finish the match and get right on his private jet to go back home.
If he's not first, he's last. If he's not last, he's first.
What are your thoughts on this one, sir?
this is maybe my match of the weekend. And like selfishly, because we'll describe other matches that were like technically better, but this one is one that's like on my list for sure. I have the tiniest critiques, but it caught me by surprise in the right way. It was all the things, most of the things I wanted it to be. It was amazing.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. This is a match where it's short runtime helps it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Greatly helps it.
Yeah,
Really gets
it was
over.
reminiscent of him versus Goldberg, WrestleMania 33.
Yeah. Gets him over, gets Oba over, you know?
Yep.
Just
so my tiniest gripe is, you know that move that Oba does where he just chucks the dude? Like, he just chucks him, like kind of cradles him in his arms and just chucks him. I wanted him to do that to Brock, but, you know, Brock loses here, and you wonder, like, if he's hurt, you know, like, I had people on my feed going, you know, maybe this dude's been wrestling with diverticulitis like this entire time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that like 1.5 or 3 feet of his intestine were removed from his body. But so I didn't get that move where Oba just basically throws him across the ring. And then the other thing was when Oba pins him and he gets up, the dude is shocked. Maybe more shocked than anyone else in the building. And I was like, Oba, no. Oba, looked like you knew this was going to happen. Like, he just looked too shocked for too long. I love the part somebody pointed out where when he's on the ramp, he kind of motions like he's wearing a cowboy hat and kind of tips it to him. That's a good move.
Yeah, that was...
But after the bell, Jack, I ain't going to let you describe it. This is my moment to describe because I saw this man debut in 2002 when he was throwing the Hardys around like it was a thing to do. He's sitting in the ring, Jack, and he's looking up at the sky, and he starts to take his gloves off, and the crowd know exactly what's going on. He's taking his shoes off, and did you see Daniel Cormier in the background?
No, I didn't notice him, actually.
I saw someone point that out. As soon as he starts unlacing his boots, Daniel Cormier, who's sitting behind commentary, stands up to get a better look at his man undoing his boots, putting them in the center of the ring, crying for the first time on television. It was so uncomfortable. It was weird. Paul Heyman comes in the ring. He gives him the X, which people generally take to mean it's his way of saying this is real. Gwah! There was something else, Jack.
Yeah, my dad was he was happy to see Heyman there for it because he was telling my friend and his girlfriend that Heyman was there for the start.
From the start. Cody says his dad used to tell him, you're lucky to have 5 friends. He holds up his hand to show 5 fingers. You're lucky at the end of a career to have 5 you can count on. That dude had at least 1. You can think Sable is 2. Taker, maybe 3.
Yeah,
Chips.
that's crazy. But Oba defeats Brock, sends him on his way.
Do you have my headphones for PlayStation?
I wish they had done more with Oba on the Monday after. But he just comes out and goes, I don't know, I've arrived, or...
They pulled the Roman Reigns.
He did, but like, you know, it works if you're a heel, but everyone was excited to see him, and all he did was come out dressed snappy and say, I did the thing, and then left. I was like, hey, you guys got mad for Danhausen doing the same thing. You got to be mad here.
Yeah.
And they had a great video of Brock and his career highlights. Set to Godsmack, I Stand Alone, and I was like, hell yeah. Brock don't want nothing to do with any music made after 2002. Stand Alone.
Oh, man. But
It's a very meaty video.
from one short brawl fest, if you want to call it, to a bit longer spot fest.
Ooh, yeah. So when I'm saying this match Oba versus Brock was my match of the weekend. Another contender, maybe tied for the spot, is this ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Jack, I couldn't be more excited that it just has 6 guys. They didn't try to fit 8 guys or 10 guys. When they put Ray in, when it was 5, I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's do this. When they put Ray in, I was like, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks of just adding guys to this stupid match. Kept it at a nice tight 6.
Yeah, nice 6. What's it called? My friend and his girlfriend, because they were leaving Sunday night, we were pestering them because they kept trying to sneak off to go clean the car. In the sense that they were trying to like detail it, basically, like they were using the hand vacuum we had. They wanted to like clean. I was like, dude, like you don't have to do any of that. Like the car's clean enough as it is. I can take care of it.
Oh, the car that they gave you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
But it's like, you're in Arizona.
Yeah, he wanted to go take it to a car wash, and I'm like, dude, it's Arizona. That thing's going to get dirty by the time you pull it out of the car wash. There's no point in going to wash it. But we kept like pestering them because they kept trying to sneak off. And then this match came up next, and my dad looks at me and goes, it's a ladder match. You cannot skip a ladder match.
The ladder match with Ray, Penta, Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, JD McDonough, and Rusev.
Yeah, so we were like, nah, you can't miss this one. So they stuck around. And like you said, this is up there for match of the week contender.
So I don't know who was on Instagram and Twitter the night after night 1 saying, oh, we got to make some pivots for night 2. It's so funny that like night 2 always like kind of comes up smelling like roses after night 1.
Yeah, true. I wonder, ever since they've gone to this two-night format, I wonder like what the stats would be if you go back and see like which of the 2 nights comes out more favorably, especially like in general consensus. Like,
yeah, I wonder that too, like cage match ratings or, yeah, I wonder that too. Any spots stand out to you? This one's got a few of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, one thing I liked is that this match didn't really try and build up to stuff. It just devolved straight into, like, throw all the spots at him,
Sure did.
Favorite one is probably, I forget who launches who. I think Penta launches Ray into Rusev, and they go crashing through the bridged ladder on the outside.
That's a good one.
That one was great.
Spanish fly off the ladder.
Spanish fly off the ladder was great. The big old OG cutter to Rusev was great.
Yes, it was.
There was another one. Did Penta hit someone with a move?
Oh, Penta, Mexican Destroyer on JD McDonough on a bridge ladder.
Yeah, there we go. That's what that one was. That was crazy. I will say, going into this match, I was concerned for Rey Mysterio because I was like, man, those knees. Is he up for a ladder match?
Hey Ray, we want you to fight Gunther. Ooh, my knee. All right, I guess we got Gunther paired with Seth. My knee's fine.
Oh man, trying to think any other spots. I mean, there was a whole lot in this match that just involved chaos.
There's sort of bog standard ladder spots like being, thrown onto that propped ladder on the corner. Take that any kind of way. There was a funny light on the guy when he was at the top of the ladder. It made him very heavenly. I liked it.
Yeah, that was nice. Penta ends up retaining.
He does.
By the way, all 3 of us picked Oba.
Oh, right on. Got it. All 3 of us picked Oba. I picked Javon here. Who'd you pick?
We both picked Penta.
How dare you? I call shenanigans. No, you didn't. But in my mind, Jack, when Penta retained, I was like, honestly, I think I could have, because when I made my predictions, I made them so fast and sent them to you right away. I didn't second guess nothing. But in my mind, I was like, I probably could have second guessed this one if I took stock of how many title changes I was predicting. It was way too many. No way they're gonna let Javon win this one too.
Yeah, true.
Guy's like 19. Penta winning makes sense. He came out dressed like a Mortal Kombat character in a mask that kept wanting to fall off. It was awkward. And like, at what point is it so awkward? You're like, maybe I shouldn't do it.
Yeah. I forgot what the reaction was, but when my family and like that was watching saw him come out in that Shao Kahn-esque gear, they were amused, but also like, it's a little much.
Hey, I heard somebody pontificate that the whole night one aesthetic, like the stage, was like perhaps the remnants of a deal with Borderlands and the new game, and for some reason they just didn't go through with it.
I think I saw that too, because it was confusing that they just kept changing the graphics up, and then it was like, oh, night one has these graphics.
Well, one
night
thing
two
I
has
wondered
this.
when they like did the stage, I wondered, oh, I wonder if they'll change the stage on night two to look like the CM Punk Roman Reigns blue Matrixy kind of, and they did. I was like, you know what? I kind of like that there was two relatively, like big air quotes, distinct look of them all because they both look the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember Bischoff complained about Raw and SmackDown in the early 2010s when they did the brand split, quote unquote, because he goes, it's the same show. One's red, one's blue, but it's the same show. And like I go, you know what? I guess I could definitely want this to be more different.
Yeah. It's a little thing, but it makes some like slight difference. Like having a different aesthetic.
Yeah.
But our next match is for the U.S. title. Champion Sami Zayn defending against Trick Williams. Not a whole lot here, though.
Well, you got Sammy being booed in an unnatural way, Trick being cheered in a similarly surprising way. He had a train on his sweater the length of the ramp. That was funny. People compared it to getting toilet paper stuck to your shoe. And my friend was real mad about this match. He goes, that match sucked. I was like, well, it's a lot of character work. It's not a lot of moves,
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know.
My dad wasn't pleased because he just thought it didn't make sense.
Hmm.
Take the belt off of Hayes to have this match.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so he was...
maybe it makes sense that Sammy's a transitional champion. He got it on Trick. My concern is that Trick isn't like a moves guy. So are we going to have like the super banger, open challenges? Because I feel like we're not.
Definitely not.
And I was telling my friend, I was like, you don't understand. They made Sammy heel because he's a guy who'll kick a man while he's down, literally, next to the ref. And I said, and Trick is a face because he fights through pain and he has a mom and dad. And like my friend didn't laugh at that part, but I wanted him to laugh at the part where the earmark of a baby face, like a significant element of being a babyface is that you have parents who come to your wrestling shows and stand in that specific spot. The Sammy storytelling spot.
And then another celebrity getting involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is.
People like chanting, whoop that Trick, which never made sense to me because he is Trick.
Yeah.
You just turned your head in a way.
Because I think I remember him bringing it up one time, like in an interview, that like, I think he said he was kind of confused by it at the start too. But
people like 3-syllable chants. If it's not 1 syllable, it's great if it's 3 syllables.
Yep. Oh man. But
who'd you pick?
I picked Trick.
And who'd your dad pick?
Sammy. Adding even more to his reason to not liking this match.
Mm.
Next match is Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio, but not just any Finn Balor. It's the Demon Finn Balor making his return.
Who has the word demon on his back, just in case you forget.
Oh man. This is an interesting match because everyone's looking at it in the sense of, is this Finn returning to his peak of old, or is it just slapping fresh paint on an older model?
Dude looks like he's in pretty great shape.
Yeah, so after years of just kind of meddling around, people are looking at this with a lot of hope.
Mm-hmm. They made this one a street fight for some reason. Like, I don't know, I kind of wish it wasn't. Like, wish it was just sort of built around the ferociousness of the demon. But, like, I guess the demon wanted to hit him with a kendo stick. I guess I should be grateful it wasn't a color-coded kendo stick.
You don't want the Slim Jim kendo stick?
Remember, there was a Judgment Day kendo stick and a demon kendo stick when he fought Edge?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't think I fully appreciate the demon, and it happens every time, but I don't think I fully appreciate the demon until the day after when he's normal Finn. And on Monday when he was normal Finn, I go, he really goes out of his way to make those two distinct characters. Like, the demon is, as far as Sunday was concerned, a, unintelligible, wild man, grunts and hisses and things. And then when he comes out on Monday, he's just a normal dude who likes people and just had a shave.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw people bringing that up, that he shaved back in the trunks. Has
basically looks like himself from 2015.
Mm-hmm. Here's to hoping that booking can return him to that 2015 era.
I mean,
we need some fresh faces.
Dominic didn't do a whole lot to impress, I don't think. His 619 is weird.
Yeah.
Even chair or no chair, maybe he's too tall to do it, or I don't know. Maybe he's got too many layers around his legs.
I think he's too tall for it. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the funny thing, is that he didn't really do much to stand out in this match, so it's like there's not much to talk about from his perspective.
Mm-mm.
It's really just Finn. But yeah, good match. Nothing too crazy.
It was serviceable. I picked the right winner. So, it's funny, like, doing the predictions, because even in a okay match, it's, like, bumped up a level if I win. Who'd you pick?
We both picked Finn as well.
Well.
Yeah, pretty predictable one.
How could you not?
The next one, though. My dad and I picked the same person. So, will we get the point? Will all of us get the point? Let's see. The next match is for the women's world title. Oh, sorry, the women's championship. The other one was the world title.
Yes.
Jade Cargill defending that title against Rhea Ripley in a very oddly booked feud.
Well, if you don't tune in, because I don't have SmackDown, maybe I hear the rumblings about how awkward it is. You give yourself so much time and you don't have a plan, like, this place has too many resources to, like, be in this position, You've been doing this for too long to still be figuring it out.
Yeah. I was also curious, like, how the match itself was gonna go,
Yeah. Yeah, I you know what? I had the same sort of feeling, because when I saw it on that card, you looked at the cards and maybe you thought, night 2 looks like maybe the stronger. I don't know what to pick. Like, I was explaining it to you, maybe I was explaining it to my friend, but they really managed to, like, evenly distribute matches I was excited about and the matches I was not excited about. It was crazy. I'm like, it's so weird how well you balance that. It isn't one card of epic and one card of maybe I wouldn't even watch. Because I'll tell you what, Jack, this was one match I was not interested in.
Yeah. To me, it's like Jade is still very green.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is a controversial take, but like to me at least, like especially if what's the way to put this? If last year's Mania like proved anything to me, is that Rhea at this point, which is crazy because she's still very young, but like at this point in time, to me, it's like clear that unless she has someone of equal talent and experience across the ring from her, you can't really like expect much, you know? Like you put
So
her.
are you saying, Jack?
Like you put her with Bianca, you put her with Io, you get great things out of it. You know, you get the Raw match last year, you get the triple threat last year. You know, even like when you pair her with someone like I'm trying to think who's like someone they paired her with recently, even maybe before last year.
Yeah.
I mean, she did some good stuff with Liv, but it's like when you put her across the ring with someone who, in a sense, almost like you have to expect her to be the one to like lead. It doesn't seem to work out that well.
Interesting. So when she's led, maybe, following somebody else's lead.
Yeah, or like when she's with someone that she knows she can essentially like go all out with, like
yeah,
when she knows she has Bianca across from her, she knows she can go all out because that's someone of equal strength, of someone that she can, play. Like Bianca can be the base rather than her having to be the base for all the big moves, like because they're equal in size and strength, she can trust Bianca to let her unleash certain moves like a Hurricane Rana, or like using Bianca as a base to set up a move of hers.
Yeah, whereas if it's like someone like Jade or an early Raquel Rodriguez,
yeah,
you go, well, let's go back to the drawing board on that one.
Yeah, like I don't know, just especially like as she's like slimmed down and lost some of the muscle, it's like it's somewhat changed her style. And
I read about her slimmed down, like muscle loss too, because I mean it came across my feed because I'm terminally online, but also she doesn't get everyone up as high on that riptide,
Yeah.
She got Kairi Sane up really high on Monday, but Kairi Sane is, smaller than both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely feel like there's some that, she doesn't get up as high. And I wonder how many of her moves, are impacted by that.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the
All
match?
that being said, Jack, I think, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm telling lies, this might be one of the best Jade Cargill matches we've gotten.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I saw someone even going as far as to say it looks like you like someone said like with this match you can actually see all the training with Danielson paid off.
100%. You know what I mean? Like I think she's still I think what you're saying, right? Rhea's still leading. You know what I mean? Still carrying the match for sure. But compare this Jade to the one that beat Asuka in that match she shouldn't have, and she's just committing to the moves faster, more convincingly. Even the little bits where she's talking down to the ref, I'm love that. Do it the entire match. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. There was a lot of hesitation in that in other matches that this one didn't suffer from.
And maybe I mean, Jade's. We know we can chalk a lot of it up to inexperience, but maybe it's a similar issue with Rhea that she doesn't have the proper opponents to base around, the proper opponents to
Mm-hmm.
highlight her her skill set, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Surprised me, you know, especially the outcome.
Yes. And when I made my pick, I was like, honestly, like if this was just purely like merit based or based on like WWE 2K ratings, Rhea would have to beat her. Like you can't beat Rhea. You can't, not yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's the undefeatable one, and she wins. Jade gets those heaters. She got is it Mia Yim or is it something else? Mitchin?
Meechin and
BFAB?
BFAB.
That was nice. A nice touch, to her character and to the match, just to like distraction. But unlike Stephanie McCoy, Rhea has friends. And she only needs one. And here she comes running and not looking stupid like Braun Breaker. She runs and throws a couple of palm strikes, moonsault, and a moonsault jack, which was very well timed with a Jade Cargill missed boot. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Jade is going to hit her with the boot, just missed her as she's flying upside down onto her friends, which makes her turn into a riptide that she avoids, tries to hit the Jaded, but Rhea slips into a riptide in a way that Michael Cole calls out, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, and he's dubbing Rhea Ripley the new Miss WrestleMania, and I go, uh-oh, she's become what she hated. She's become what we all hated. Charlotte.
Yeah, my dad was calling, I think he was calling Liv the new Charlotte.
Oh, yes. Fair and, yeah, I could see that.
Oh, man. But, oh, dang it, there was someone I was going to say it, but I blanked on it.
Who did you and your dad pick?
We both picked Jade.
Yeah!
Yeah, and I think my reasoning, like, I think even my dad had the same thought, was like, well, what's Rhea going to do?
Yeah.
But then again, what was Jade going to do for the rest of her reign if she retained here? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Things are a little more interesting with Rhea.
And it ties back to what I was saying earlier for night one, that a lot of things come out as like nothing burger title reigns.
Oh, and something Michael Cole said. They used to do this all the time, but he said Rhea's never dealt with anyone this powerful before, and I was like, she's fought Nia Jax.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Michael Cole? And did you hear him say at the United States Championship match when he said, I don't know why they kept bringing up Harley Race. Well, Harley Race is, I guess, the first United States champion, but he goes, what do you think Harley Race would say about Trick Williams, having been the first United States champion? And people online, I loved it that somebody said it. They were like, we know what he would have said.
Oh,
Stupid Michael Cole.
But, sir, that brings us to the very end.
No, it doesn't, because I won't let you skip this part before the main event. John Cena's out there to announce some inflated number for the attendance, which somehow, even an inflated number, Jack, doesn't beat the actual number from last year. And he's interrupted by The Miz and Kit Wilson, who are upset that they were denied a WrestleMania moment last year, and they want one this year. And who comes out, sir, to help him deliver a WrestleMania moment that will live on in infamy?
Bianca Belair.
That was night one, and we skipped that part.
Yeah, I don't remember this one.
Danhausen comes out with 8 little Danhausens, and Michael Cole, Jack, go back and listen to it, because he goes, Danhausen's got midgets, and he goes, and before anyone gets mad at me, they told me to call them midgets when I met them in the back. And then Corey Graves goes, you met him in the back? He went, yeah. So Danhausen and 8 little people come out. They're all dressed like Danhausen. He says he's a big fan of John Cena. And they hit Kit Wilson below the belt. And they dogpile him. And Danhausen, I think, low blows Miz, and they carry Miz out to the little people, they all carry Miz out, on their shoulders. And Danhausen and John, he hits a white five knuckle shuffle. Of course he does. But before he hits the knuckle, he does the "You Are Cursed" to everyone's delight. And at the end, when he says goodbye to John, he says he can't see me. Then he throws a puff of smoke, but he doesn't leave in time. He just runs out of view, and he goes under the ring. All the little people go under the ring. And Corey Graves is like, "Thanks, lighting guys. I think that was your cue to turn the lights off." It was a cluster, but a Clusterhausen, and it was incredible. And he put out a tweet that I was really touched by, where he was like, "Hey guys who are out there wrestling, not quite satisfied with where you are, just keep working at it, and you don't know how good it could be if you just keep working at it." And like, there's every wrestler on this card came from somewhere, but the fact that Danhausen got that WrestleMania moment, it's like, you didn't think Joe Hendry could be topped, but look at this dude who used to, just down the street from my apartment, curse people in a bar in front of like 50 people. Follow your dreams, Jack. Don't let your dreams just be dreams.
Oh, man.
Oh, don't let your dreams housing just be dreams housing.
Oh, man. No, I think I missed that because by the time we got there, main event was on, so.
You missed the best part of WrestleMania weekend?
I don't doubt it, especially because of this main event.
Oh my, love to hear what you thought.
All right. So, the main event, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Classic Roman match, long, but it's an interesting one because of the build-up they've been doing. As far as we know, Roman's got no one by his side, so there should be no interference. But we all had, not all of us, my dad and I picked the same person again.
Oh,
And Mr. Solis picked someone as well.
I did. Did we all pick the same person? You'll have to wait till one more commercial break. Do.
Well,
Do.
entertain the listening audience while I go real quickly and show you who I picked.
Okay, Jack is getting up. He's retrieving something. What could this be? A shirt? Could it be maybe he's got one of those wrestling buddies that they started making again. What else could he be getting? Pepsi to represent Punk? Is he going to get a Ula Fala to represent Roman Reigns? Is he going to get IV drip for the bloodline? Is he going to take out a Street Fighter or something? A Zebra something? Here he comes. A costume change. He's wearing an Austin 316 shirt, but it isn't Austin 316. It's Punk XXX with the arms on the back. That's a solid shirt, sir.
Thank you. I totally forgot I was supposed to wear this for the entire recording.
Jack, we could have gimmicked it, or we could have kayfabed it and said you were wearing it the whole time.
Yeah, and you know what? If we didn't have to do a copyright, I would have played the song that played before Punk came out.
Yeah, that AFI bit.
Nothing and nothing and nowhere at all.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's a big old nerd.
Big old nerd. We know him.
How about his sweater? How about a sweater with all the names?
Oh, I know. That was cool, too. A lot of people are probably going to get mad at me for mumbling the AFI song instead of singing lyrics.
But he had on his shoulder, and Michael Cole was, proud really to share. He's got cameramen and directors who've died in the last couple of weeks, I guess. Really close to each other, and he's like, this guy taught me everything I know, and this guy brought me in. 3 WWE guys, production guys on his sleeve, and then a Chicago native metal guy on his chest, whom I heard about through all the people I follow on Instagram. A big fan or friend of Brody King as well.
Yeah.
And then he had Larry on his heart.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
how
and Harley Race. Again, like, what am I missing about Harley Race? Why is he getting name dropped so often? He had a big crown on the back for him. He didn't just die. And I don't think he was from Vegas.
Passed away in 2019.
Yeah.
His birthday was April 11th, which
Maybe that's it.
was born in Missouri.
Yep.
Born in Missouri, passed away in Missouri. Yeah, I don't know what the correlation was with Harley.
Okay.
But okay.
Right on.
What were your thoughts on the match, sir?
I fell asleep. So I definitely woke up at the end. It's funny how our body does that. And then I had to watch it again. Fell asleep again, but I watched more of it.
We saw basically the last 10-15 minutes of it, and that's all you really need to watch from this match.
Right on. I mean, you know what I was surprised by? Because I woke up, it wasn't the actual end. There was a bit of match to it. But, I was really surprised at how excited the crowd was still. Both crowd, two halves of the crowd chanting for each guy pretty heavily, right? Really into everything they were doing.
Yeah, and I know probably to a lot of people it's funny that we keep complaining about the length of the shows, and then now we're saying oh, well, this 33-minute match, you only need to really watch 10-15 minutes of it, and it's well, yeah, because look at one of the wrestlers involved. We had to watch what 4 years of him having matches like this where nothing mattered until the last 10 minutes or so.
Except this time, Jack, contrary to what we all believe, he got it done by himself. No hooded figure, no cousin, no nothing.
Yeah. Oh, man. But, yeah, I was definitely interested in a lot of this match, story, because it was just, interesting the way they, built it with, all the aggression.
Yeah.
I felt like they didn't really lean into certain things as much, though. Punk brought up that, he never liked Roman, never wanted him in the business, but, I don't know, they went surface level with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. I hate, you know what I hate, Jack? I hate guys telling each other, I'm in your head. That's stupid. It's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
If commentary wants to say that, if they want to describe the dynamic with that, fine. But if you're in the ring looking a guy in the eye going, I'm in your head, I don't know, man. That's cringe.
Nerd.
You should have said something else here. But you know what I thought? Just watching the parts of the match that I watched and watching the video before it. Hey Jack, what'd you think of no videos except for the main event? What the heck, Jack? I'm paying for all of it. How am I getting less than I got last year? But so, just thinking about the way the video summarizes this awkward and long build, I don't know, it's funny, to remember CM Punk getting all bent out of shape because he was being told to make Roman look strong. Here we are, Jack, a decade later, and goodness gracious, what did we do? The man got what he wanted all along, that main event spot, you know what I mean, his face on the program, the ability to come and go as he pleases, new hair, but in the end, the WWE got what they wanted too, and that was Roman, looking strong.
Fraud, company man Phil, corporate manager Philip.
Oh my.
Yeah. Came back and went back on all his words.
I mean, I liked what he said on Monday when he was like, "Hey, when I thought I was going to be champion for 30 seconds in my 40s, I'm like, you know what? That'll do. Like that's enough. That's enough." But again, he goes, "Hey, an opportunity came up, and if it hadn't been me, you all be talking to Jey Uso right now." Can you imagine, Jack, the main event of night 2 being Roman versus Jey?
I wouldn't have tuned in at all.
We riot. That night would have ended with Oba versus Brock.
Oh, man.
So do you agree, Jack, that, I think the consensus is that night 2 was better than night 1?
Yeah, there was probably more matches. I mean, Oba Brock and the ladder matches especially carry night 2 over night 1 for me.
And would you say that the ladder match was match of the week? Again?
For me, probably. Just because, Brock Oba is more like a moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is funny because the ladder match was just all moments, but like, it's a bit more to it,
Oh, you know what should have been your moment, Jack? When Jade Cargill hit the one-winged angel.
Oh, that was funny to see.
I wondered if anyone in that arena, like if anybody was going to know, the people at WrestleMania should have known what she was doing. And I wondered how many of those people, 50,000 in attendance, knew what she did. Did you see Kenny's comment?
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
That was a chill comment.
Yeah.
From a, I think, very famously unchill dude.
Yeah, and then it's funny you mentioned that because there was like so many, like I brought it up with the speed thing, like there was a lot of celebrities in the crowd, so it's like, yeah, I wonder how many of the people there like actually knew because, well, real quickly, Roman wins. Before like I start ranting and getting into outside stuff, Roman wins.
Yeah.
My dad and I picked Punk.
Ah! Ah!
Yeah, so Mr. Solis walks out with a whole point there. But I was telling my dad, I was like, oh, did you see like in a recent interview, someone from TKO's side of things was basically like, yeah, we get it. A lot of fans don't like it, but like we like this new business model of celebrities getting involved. It helps us out, this and that. And he even mentioned that like celebrities being in attendance and prices being up. And he was like, yeah, we might be pricing out certain people, but it'll be all worth it.
Oh, no.
Like, oh, man, we are not heading towards a very bright future.
I'm optimistic. He's just saving face. But something's going to change. I don't think the viewership on SmackDown's very good. And, like, I think it's because, like, I saw people complain, like, this is, like, stretched across 3 different platforms. Like, chill out, dude. I know numbers don't align. They must not align to things that were, when they were their best.
Yeah.
And then, you got a whole bunch of people telling them the math ain't mathing when there was more minutes dedicated to Hulk Hogan than matches, right?
Yeah.
I heard, you know what I heard? That there were, instead of 12 commercial breaks, there were 10. I don't know, Jack. It's a tiny move of the needle, but it's moving. It's moving.
We're going to get to a point where they're going to start treating the PLEs like the weekly shows, and we're going to get commercials during the big matches.
Ugh, that'd be the worst. That would be the worst.
And then they're going to be like, well, even though you, yes, the viewer, are paying for this streaming service to watch our show, you should pay even more money to come in attendance so you can watch the full thing and get the true experience.
So that when they drop into their rest hold, I can watch them do that.
Oh, man. But overall thoughts on the biggest show of the year?
It was pretty It was pretty, mid.
Yeah.
I had a good time hanging out with my friends on night 1. And then, Oba Brock, was such a moment in the ladder match. was such a moment that it really kind of carried the whole night, like you said. But I fell asleep, not because of the show or the match, just my irregular sleep schedule. But came and went, and I've got a lot of homework to do because I'm going to watch Joey Janela's Spring Break eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
You got to watch The Invisible Man.
I have to, even though I know it's spoiled for me, Jack. I try to hide Instagram, the app. I try to put it in a folder in the back of my phone, and then I seen what happened, and I was like, well, I'm just not allowed to have nice things. Hey, but I'll tell you one nice thing I have. It's like what Danhausen calls money, human monies. Tell me, Jack, how many human points do we all have?
So, my dad ended off with 7 points on the night.
Uh-huh.
I ended off with 8. And Mr. Solis ends off with 11.
Yeah, I had a good old couple of nights. I knew it when I watched. And honestly, I'm like, they're all going to have the same picks as me.
So that puts the total at myself with 14, my dad with 13, and Mr. Solis with 17 points.
Acknowledge me.
No. Puts him 3 ahead of myself, 4 ahead of my dad. Can he keep
You're going
the
to have
lead,
to sweep a whole PLE to catch up with me.
Can he keep it up, though? That is the question.
I won, Jack. I'd like to thank the little people that Michael Cole called midgets. But I picked these very quick. I didn't second guess myself. I sent them to you right away. Maybe that's the move. That's the way I got to do this.
Yeah, here's
Gut
hoping...
instinct. First pick. The only one I got wrong on night 1 was the surprise return. And then a ladder match?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Here's to hoping, for the sake of catching up, that you have another SummerSlam Part 2.
Oh, man.
Yeah, SummerSlam last year was rough.
Might as well have just said, you are cursed. Hey, maybe that's what happened to you guys. You were cursed by Danhausen for skipping a segment.
Exactly. We didn't get to watch it, so he cursed us.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts, sir?
I guess coming up on Backlash, which is in a couple of weeks. We said it was a long time since we last spoke, but we're going to see each other again in a couple of weeks. And Jacob Fatu looks like he's going to challenge Roman. I don't know if he's ready.
We'll see. We'll see what stories they build.
And then, is there anything else I'm particularly looking forward to? Oh, you know what? That's a lot of WWE talk, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, if any, about our friend Darby Allin.
Oh, that completely caught me by surprise. I was not expecting it.
And then he's going to put it on the line tonight against Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
Ciampa put out a great Instagram post that said that every time he's had a shot at a title, he won it on his first go.
I'm trying to think back to his NXT days, if that's true.
I want to say it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, like who'd he beat? Gargano or Aleister Black?
Yeah. So probably true.
Maybe.
Yeah. That whole thing caught me off guard. I did not expect.
I heard this podcast talking about Revolution. Was it Revolution?
Dynasty.
No. Dynasty. And they were talking about, MJF beating Omega. And you're like, really building stock into MJF. Makes sense, especially if he's going to be your guy for the next couple of months leading into All In. And then they go, now let's cover Dynamite. Wait a minute. What happened to being the guy for a couple of months?
Oh, man. Yeah, just completely.
And why did Darby sound like modern day Shawn Michaels? Why he was like, I need this. Why did he sound like a rough Bam Margera? Putting posters on for tonight.
Oh, man.
What were your thoughts?
Caught me off guard, but I welcome it, in a sense, because, it's cool to see something change up like this, especially on the weekly show.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, cool. Like, it's cool to see this happen. I think MJF had a good, was that his second run with the belt? Is that his third run?
I've lost count.
That might have been his second run with the belt.
I think it's a second.
Yeah, as short as it was, I thought it was pretty good. You
Yeah.
know, he really kind of built upon things that were like seen as flaws.
Yeah.
And then,
Have you seen the graphic of like the 9 guys who have been AEW champion?
yeah,
That's a pretty cool list.
yeah. I did see a lot of people making jokes when Darby won it. They were like, and there it is, the first mid-carder to win the AEW World Championship.
Hey, take it easy.
And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Oh, man. But
We'll be back for WWE Backlash, and we'll see what kind of changes are made to the presentation. Will we get more matches? Will we get longer matches? Will we get more Hulk Hogan clips? Hausen.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who's all on the card, what stories they build.
Yeah.
And we'll be there to watch it.
Yeah.
Can't promise with our eyes open, but we'll be there to watch it.
Oh, goodness.
But all right, then. To the listening audience, thank you all for joining for another episode. I am Jack, joined by my guest,
Mr. Solis.
Thank you all for this
Hausen.
one. Thank you all for joining for this one, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.